Julia Roberts, an actress loved not just for her movies, but for her activism and outspoken compassion. Joy Behar, daytime TV's fiery voice, never afraid to take a controversial stance. The topic? A question millions argue about. Is today's healthcare actually better than it was 40 years ago? One believed we're living in a golden age of medicine. The other believed the system has completely lost its soul. What unfolded on The View wasn't just a debate. It was a cultural earthquake that left fans stunned, pundits buzzing, and social media on fire.
The audience erupted with applause as Julia Roberts strode onto the View set, her signature smile lighting up the room. She hugged Whoopi Goldberg, exchanged a warm greeting with Ana Navarro, nodded at Sunny Hostin, and then turned toward Joy Behar, who gave a polite, if restrained, smile. Whoopi leaned in. "Julia, welcome back. You've been pretty outspoken lately about modern medicine and how far we've come. Tell us why this matters so much to you." Julia crossed her legs, taking a deep breath. "Because I've seen it firsthand, Whoopi. We've made progress. Life expectancy, treatment options, survival rates for diseases that used to be death sentences. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was 40 years ago." Joy chuckled under her breath. "Better? Maybe for some, but for most people it's a nightmare. The bills alone could kill you faster than the disease." The audience made an audible ooh, sensing tension.
Julia kept her calm, but her eyes narrowed slightly. "Joy, I know costs are high, but look at what's available. Back then, a cancer diagnosis was almost always a death sentence. Today, we have remission, targeted therapies, transplants." Joy cut in, waving her hands. "Remission for who, Julia? People with millions in the bank or gold-plated insurance. The average person can't afford insulin, let alone cutting-edge cancer treatment." Ana Navarro tried to balance it out. "Both of you have valid points. We have incredible innovation, but still have affordability issues." Julia nodded. "So, we fix access. We don't downplay the fact that medical science has given us tools we never had before." Joy smirked. "Tools most people can't touch. At least back then, doctors knew your name. They came to your house. Now, you're a number in a system that treats people like cattle."
Whoopi interjected. "Whoa, let's keep it respectful, ladies." Julia turned fully toward Joy, voice sharper now. "Joy, that's romanticizing the past. Sure, doctors made house calls, but people also died from infections we easily treat now. You want to go back to those days?" Joy leaned in, her voice firm. "I want to go back to when healthcare was about people, not profit, when you didn't need a credit card to see a doctor." Julia fired back. "That's not about technology, Joy. That's about policy. Don't blame progress for broken systems." Joy raised her voice. "Progress for who? Celebrities and politicians? Regular people can't afford the progress you're praising." The audience gasped as Julia's face tightened. "Don't twist my words. I'm praising the people saving lives every day. Nurses, surgeons, first responders, they're heroes, and you're painting it like the whole thing's a scam." Joy jabbed a finger at the table. "The system is a scam for millions." The crowd exploded with mixed cheers and groans. Whoopi, sensing a moment, asked, "Julia, you seemed especially emotional. Is there a reason?" Julia hesitated, then nodded. 40 years ago, my father had a heart attack. We waited for an ambulance, and by the time he got help, it was too late. Back then, we didn't have fast interventions or advanced treatments." The room fell silent. Julia's voice trembled slightly. "A few years ago, my brother had the same kind of heart attack, but thanks to modern technology, a medevac helicopter, stents, specialized care, he walked out of the hospital in 2 days. If this was 40 years ago, I'd have lost him too." The audience gasped, followed by warm applause. She looked to Joy. "That's why I believe today's healthcare is better. Not perfect, but better.
People are alive because of this progress. We just have to make sure everyone has access, and that's where we fight. Joy, visibly moved, whispered, "I'm glad your brother's okay, Julia. I really am. Maybe I just miss when healthcare felt human." Julia smiled softly. "We can make it human and advanced. It doesn't have to be one or the other." The audience gave a standing ovation as the camera cut to commercial.
As soon as cameras cut to commercial, producers scrambled over. Juliet reportedly told Joy, "You're acting like we should go back to the Stone Age." Joy snapped back, "And you're acting like everyone lives in Beverly Hills with a personal doctor." Producers whispered urgently, "Cool it, both of you. This is spiraling." But neither seemed ready to back down.
The segment immediately lit up online. Clips of Julia saying "don't disrespect people saving lives every day" hit 2.5 million views in under an hour. Joy's "doctors used to care" line trended on TikTok with both support and heavy criticism. Hashtags dominated. Hashtag Julia versus Joy. Hashtag healthcare clash. And hashtag the View meltdown. Comment sections became battle zones. Julia is right. Technology saves lives. Joy's right. Tech means nothing if you can't afford it. Doctors, nurses, and politicians chimed in. "Julia Roberts is defending our profession. Thank you," tweeted one ER doctor. "Joy Behar hit the nail on the head. The system is broken," wrote a patient advocate. Even celebrities weighed in. One famous comedian tweeted, "This might be the most real conversation daytime TV has ever had." The next day, Whoopi opened the show cautiously. "Okay, so yesterday got a little heated, but these are conversations we need to have." Julia, appearing via remote call, said softly, "I got passionate because I've seen lives saved by modern medicine. But Joy's right about one thing: access is broken. That's where we need to focus." Joy sighed but smiled slightly. "I care about the little guy, Julia. If I sounded cold, sorry. I just want healthcare to feel like it's for people, not just profits." The audience applauded the slightly softer tone from both. This clash wasn't about Hollywood gossip or tabloid drama. It was about something every viewer understood: their own lives, their own health, their own fears. Julia Roberts represented belief in progress, in miracles of medicine that have saved countless lives. Joy Behar represented frustration, grief, and nostalgia for an era when healthcare felt personal and affordable. Their heated exchange mirrored a national debate. Do we celebrate today's medical miracles, even if access is unequal? Or do we focus on the pain and inequality that still plagues our system? And maybe that's why the clip went viral. People weren't just watching two celebrities argue. They were seeing themselves. One side grateful for technology that can save lives, the other side furious at the cost and coldness of the system. By the time Julia told her father and brother's story, even Joy softened. It was a reminder: behind every policy debate is someone's family, someone's survival, someone's heartbreak. The episode trended for days, debated on podcasts, news panels, and social media feeds. People didn't just ask who won, they asked what kind of healthcare future we actually want. If you enjoy dramatic celebrity clashes and raw, emotional talk show moments, subscribe now, because the next headline, it might be even bigger.
Again, this story is a work of fan-based fiction inspired by publicly available information and general social media discussions. It is created purely for entertainment purposes and does not depict any actual events or real conversations. There is no evidence that the events, dialogues, or situations described ever occurred in reality.